Okay, I'm gonna try and make a video about this and kind of give my thoughts as an EB Games customer for a very long time. I started collecting games. This is going to be like, so they've just introduced this EB Games Plus, and it's really perplexing to me. I'm not going to sign up to this. I'm also not going to blindly hate on this, but I am going to give my opinion about it. So I've been collecting games physically for about 15 years. I started in 2010, so 14 years. I've been playing games pretty much all my life. EB Games was somewhere we always stopped in as kids, so I've been going there for as long as I can really remember. I remember when the first Zing pop culture store opened up, I was one of the first people in the very first store in Indrapilli. And I wanted to check it out. I bought a couple things that day, but it wasn't really for me. I thought Zing was a very good idea because I knew they wanted to start selling a lot more pop culture goods, and I was willing to buy pop culture goods, but I wasn't really wanting for them to be in the EB Games store itself. So I was happy that they had created a individual store to sell that stuff, because I remember game traders going out of business, and my understanding was that they had stretched themselves too thin. Instead of focusing on the actual games and stuff, they were focusing on like just trying to appeal to any kind of geeky demographic that might want to buy stuff, but in doing that, they weren't really catering to anyone. And as it turned out, EB Games just did that anyway. They stopped being a great place to buy used games. Their pricing structure went really all out of whack. Nothing really makes sense. Nothing is sold for anywhere close to what it might be worth. Some stuff is crazy underpriced, while other stuff is crazy overpriced, as I will get into in just a little bit. And I really think that with this plus, I don't think it's going to work out for him too well, but it's a decent little cash grab on their part. You sign up for $49, and whether you get any kind of benefit from it at all, they've signed you up to something for $49, and I'm sure some people will go for this. You know, I'm not sure how many people would really do it. I've not really seen anyone who's too keen on it, but I guess if you get anyone who's keen on it, it's better than not getting anyone. I don't I don't think this really hurts their reputation, because EB Games already has a pretty rubbish reputation among game collectors, as does Gamestop. And as I'm going to talk about in a little bit, EB Games does not want to do the things that GameStop is doing to try and fix their monetary woes. They're not willing to like branch out and try and sell video games to video gamers, and I've never understood why, but we'll get into it. So I've got a few pages open here. The first one is the EB Plus thing here, this announcement, when they said introducing EB World Plus, get more out of your EB World membership. So I do have an EB World membership. I'm a level 4, and I've been a level 4 for years and years and years. I know there's a level 5. I will probably never get to that level because I don't spend enough money with them anymore, but there was a time when I was buying a lot of new games, a lot of used games as well. They were at one time a very good place to get video games, especially when they were clearancing out the PS3, the Wii, the Xbox 360. I was all over that. I was spending hundreds of dollars there. But the responses here to this have not been good. Have not been good at all. You know, out of 494 reactions, the vast majority are laughing and angry. Not to mention, just like the image they use, you get a free gift, they don't say what it is, it does say on the website, you get one of those stupid bowls they try to sell you every time you buy something. You get double carrots, which... carrots aren't really worth striving towards. Like, you usually get like 1 carrot per $1 spent, and if you get enough, you upgrade a level, and that can get you more trade-in value. But as I'm going to get into, it means almost nothing. And 5% extra trade value, which, I mean, EB Games is notoriously stingy on their trade-in values, so that really doesn't do anything. What is nice is that it stacks with your EB World trade bonus. So what I've done in the past is I get an extra, I believe, 15 or 20%. Check it here now. Yeah, look, I get an extra 20% bonus credit, a $10 birthday voucher, and like none of that really means anything. That's pretty cool stuff, but I don't think I would ever get to there. But the level 4, I get a 20% extra trade credit. What I've done in the past is actually compounded this with... I can always go back to this. This might be a super long video if I start rambling like this, but that's alright. I'm pretty sure people are gonna... I'm gonna like it anyway. So, EB Games birthday. So in the past, I've actually held off on trading anything into EB Games because I can get my 20% trade-in credit, but I can also get a bonus 50% trade-in credit. So in the past, I've always waited until they've just sent me this thing for my birthday. I get $10 gift card too, and that's the only time I would ever consider trading anything into EB Games. Now that I've said that, if someone actually watches this video, they're gonna take that away, so I've ruined it for everyone. But yeah, judging by the comments, judging by the reactions, it's really not been great. This guy makes a fantastic point. Free delivery would have been a better perk, absolutely. I was actually gonna get into that. Someone says they're charging people for loyalty, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna drum up sales. I don't... If it's a quick cash grab, fair enough. It doesn't really affect people that don't go for it unless they change the trade-in values to accommodate this extra 5%. Maybe they could lower all of them by 5% and then just bump it up. I know for a fact EB Games has done this for their sales. They've upped prices in the past for their sales. Like, they've upped the price from, say, $40 to $48 just to lower it back down to $35 and say, oh, you're getting such a great savings, when in reality, you're really not getting a great saving at all because they upped the price before they put it on sale. You know, they upped the price in preparation for the sale. I remember I bought a copy of, I believe it was Conan on Xbox 360 back in the day, and they had the price sticker under it of what it was before it was on sale, and the difference between the price they were asking and the sale price was really only a couple of dollars difference. But because the week before the sale they marked it up plus $10, it made the sale look better than what it was. It was that kind of scummy business practices that really irked me all the time, and I never really liked it. But I thought we'd go over what you actually get for this, because even when I was reading it, I thought, this really doesn't benefit game collectors. This benefits people who are buying, like, cards, pop vinyls, clothing. Fair enough, I'm sure they have an overabundance of that stock that they want to try and get rid of. I don't think this is the way to try and do it. Even in the sales, it seems like they struggle to sell a lot of this stuff, unless they just put it on clearance. So let's see here. The membership. What does this cost? Well, you can sign up for 3 months or 12 months, keep all of your existing EB World perks, plus gain access to amazing benefits. If they were taking away the regular EB World and just introducing this, I could actually maybe get more behind that, but because they had established EB World already and you could already get so many good perks from it, to add this on top of it and to charge for it, I just don't agree with it. It's a subscription service. So the best value is you pay $49 for 1 year. When you do that, they give you one of these bowls. Now, every time you go into EB Games and you spend like $30 in store, they try to sell you one of these bowls. These bowls are like $30 normally, but you can get one for $10 if you spend $30 in store. So they really try to get rid of these bowls. Or you can join for 3 months for $25, which doesn't really make sense. Obviously, anyone who's going to sign up is going to sign up for 12 months. So about $5 a month. That's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money at all. It's kind of nothing, actually. So it's not like it's expensive or nothing. And there are ways that I could see you get your money's worth out of this. Firstly, you get a free gift. If you need a bowl, I guess it's nice. Other stuff here, it's just stuff that I'm not interested in as a game collector. Buy 10, get 1 free boosters. I don't buy trading cards. Buy 10, get 1 free pop vinyls. I've never bought a pop vinyl in my life except to sell. Buy 10, get 1 free clothing. I don't know if I've ever bought clothing from EB Games. Buy 10, get 1 free socks. I've never bought socks at EB Games. 5% off digital currencies and content. I actually didn't know what this was. I did not understand what this actually meant. I had to look it up because I'm pretty out of the loop with the modern gaming. But it seems like in stuff like Fortnite, they have their own in-game currency, and at EB Games they sell this stuff too. But it seems like they also sell digital games, which I'll show in a moment, and you can get something of a discount from that. Because when I originally read this, I thought this meant gift cards, and I thought, oh, like this might actually be really good. Like maybe you sign up for $50 and then you buy like a gift card at 5% off and use it to buy a brand new console. That would like even it out right there, and then you'd get a heap of extra perks basically for free. But it doesn't include gift cards, unfortunately. It excludes code in a box games. 5% extra trade value. I don't think that's really worth anything, and I'll explain why. So, Legend of Zelda. This EB Games website has been notoriously slow for years. So here we go. They sell The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for $78. Nowhere on here does it say what you would get if you traded it in. And I know they try and say, oh, you can expect about a third of the value. So maybe you'd get about maybe $25, if that. But that's trade-in value. That's not cash. That's trade-in value. You can call up their stores, and if you ask them, they will tell you over the phone what the trade-in value is on something. But they won't they're not going to stay on the line with you for like an hour and list. Say you want to trade in 20 games, they're not going to sit there and tell you the individual value of every single game. So it's almost worthless to give an extra 5% trade-in value when you don't know what you're going to get anyway. This is why I said before, I always wait until there's a certain point in the year before I trade anything in, because I have to assume that they're not going to give great trade-in values. What I usually trade into is CEX, who, as you can see here, for the same item, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, firstly, it's cheaper, and secondly, it tells me exactly what I'm getting. $39 trade-in voucher, or $30 cash. Fantastic. I know exactly what I'm going to get if I trade it into them. That's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want from... If you want to sell something, you should know exactly what you're going to get if you trade it in, you know? There shouldn't be any room for doubt. You should know what you're going to get, straight up. And they might do that on the GameStop website, actually. Breath of the Wild. This is the American one. I just wanted to check. But I'm gonna compare this new one. I'm gonna compare this EB Games Plus, EB World Plus to this Powerups rewards. Because it is very interesting to go through and check the differences. So it has... They do it either. No, it doesn't look like they do it either, which is unfortunate. But I wanted to compare the two and show you. And also on that that comment on the Facebook saying that they should be offering free shipping if you're signing up to a subscription service. Amazon Prime offers free shipping if you sign up to Prime, so there's no excuse for EB Games not to offer a similar service. I know postage is very expensive. They still use Australia Post, which is asinine, but that's who they use. But I'll show you their postage cost and just show you how expensive it is compared to just anywhere else. You know, $8.95 for Australia Post, $9.95 by Uber, but I guess you get that on the day or the next day, so, you know, for the dollar difference, I'd probably go for the Uber version. That's if it's available. They may not be able to deliver to all addresses. I put in a fake address here, fake phone number. But yeah, it's an extra $9 on top of what you're already paying. That's a lot. And that's... I think you might get a discounted postage cost if you buy multiple items, but that's still kinda crazy. Compared to CEX, I'll quickly do this, and we'll show you. Look straight up, free delivery on items over 50 bucks. That's exactly what they should be doing. Sign in, but even then, I don't think it's quite a lot of money to get something shipped to you. I mean, right off the bat, it's over a $50 item, so already you get free delivery. I guess we'll have to find a cheaper item. Maybe just find a cheap Sonic item, maybe. Yeah, let's say Sonic and the Secret Rings, $12. Add that to my basket. The CEX website is so much better. I'm not shilling for CEX. CEX has big problems that I don't like. I don't like to buy from them because, like, these days, they always send you something scratched or they send you something that doesn't have the original artwork, and I really don't like that. And I think their selection is still lacking. But compared to EB Games, which does the exact same thing, you know, look, the delivery price is less than half of what EB Games is. Tell me why. CEX sends tracked items to your door, just like EB Games, and they're charging half the price. Yeah, that was a big thing I wanted to point out. I wanted to get into this stupid stuff like stocks and shit, but I'll be honest, I don't understand any of that stuff. You know, and I was gonna look at like operating income and revenue, which according to 2021 are down, but that was 3 years ago and during the height of COVID, so it, it's it's completely impossible to kind of judge a company in 2024 based on how they were doing during the global pandemic, you know? Was there anything interesting in here? Yeah, EB World launched in 2011. I was one of the first people who signed up. If I look back on my EB Worlds thing, I could probably find me buying a PlayStation Vita, and that was the first thing I ever bought. I remember in 2020, 19 stores closed, including one close to me in Anala. I know they've done these diversification efforts to combine EB Games and Zing together, but what that all that's really doing is just creating a big Zing store, you know? It says here 2023 fiscal years has seen GameStop become profitable. That's their American one, I guess. It doesn't say anything about Australia. I've never thought of EB Games as a company that was very much struggling. They never seemed to close a whole lot of stores. Even when they closed those 19 stores, I would look at that Anala store and I would think, uh, regardless of anything, this is in a bad location. Anala is not an area that has like a high profile of gamers, you know? Zing Marketplace, I remember this. It was discontinued less than a year later. No one was using it. I never used it once. It was stupid. They've tried a lot of stuff and failed at a lot of things, you know? Uh, Starlight Foundation, that's always fantastic. Funnily enough, it has all of their operating income and financial figures up until 2021. I'm sure something changed so that they don't have to provide them anymore. But you see the number of stores, and they did. You know, there have been times when they've been gaining in stores and then closing a few stores. You know, in 2020 they closed 19 stores. It seems to show a lot more here. Maybe that's true. But since then, it doesn't seem like they've closed any stores, and I couldn't tell you any store they've closed, so they must be doing alright. Is this a swing and a miss for EB Games? I think absolutely. I don't think it hurts them to try stuff like this, and maybe people will sign up for it. I'm not going to sign up for it myself. But what I would like to do is compare it to its American equivalent. And this is the digital content that I was talking about before, so I was actually very interested in this because I didn't know what it was. Apparently you can buy full games on these cards. I had no idea. I always walk right past this stuff if I'm in an EB Games, but some of the prices seem pretty good, especially if you consider some of this stuff is on clearance, and then at the same time you could save a little bit more, like a dollar or two at the EB Games. Like, yeah, see, like $9 for Resident Evil 5. That seems pretty good. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 for $9. That seems pretty good. Alien Isolation for $11 is good. Maybe this is comparable to like Steam sales. I couldn't tell you. I don't use Steam very often these days. I probably haven't logged in for over a year. Tomb Raider for $6, you know, that's a really good price. So I guess there's always been good deals at EB Games if you were willing to search through. I guess you can buy a PlayStation Store gift card that could be potentially very useful if you buy a lot of games on the PlayStation Store. You could use this to really save on gift cards. You get, what, 5% off all of them? Yeah, looks like it. And that could be good, you know, for people who do a lot of digital gaming. My understanding is that most games are bought digitally nowadays, so that's alright. Nothing wrong with that. But where it does fail is in not catering to a physical gamer. You don't get any kind of a discount off of their used games. New games, I wouldn't expect them to give a discount off of because I know the margins for profit on used games are often very low. But for used games, their margins are usually pretty good. But there's no offer of a discount. If you could get EB World Plus and it gave you 5% off physical games, I'd probably sign up for it. Especially, what I would probably do is I would wait until May, and I would sign up to the 3-month version, trade in all of my stuff, get my big gift card with with the birthday bonus, and then wait for a sale and save 5% off all of these games that I was already getting with a loaded gift card. You know? And that would be like an excellent way to get a heap of games. And to trade in a lot of games that you're not playing anymore, which is why they do trade-ins. Yeah, that's what I would do, but it's just not offered, unfortunately. It doesn't really benefit physical game collectors except for that extra 5% trade value, which doesn't mean too much when you don't know what you're getting for a trade-in anyway. Now, compare this to GameStop Pro. What does GameStop Pro cost? Let's see here. $25 a year. $25 a year. Yes, this is American. $25 a year American is the equivalent of about $50 Australian, give or take a little bit. But look at what you get. A $5 welcome reward. A $5 renewal reward when your membership renews. So already you spend $25 and they're giving you $5 back. You get 12 $5 monthly pro rewards. You're almost making money off of this thing. Free shipping on orders $54 and over. That is what this should have been offering. 10% extra trade credits, fantastic. Um, Fair enough, EB Games is offering 5%, but why are they offering only 5% when these guys are offering 10%? And when I can get, 20% with my EB World, which I don't spend a cent on. A 5% off trading cards, digital games, virtual currencies. So they're offering 5% off of any of those purchases. I think EB Games was only offering 5% off of digital currencies, but they're offering 5% off of seemingly all of these things. So you are saving money. Exclusive deals and drops, 4 pro weeks a year, and 2% back in rewards. So I guess they give you like a cashback kind of program. That sounds pretty good. That sounds really good, actually. If they were offering that in EB Games, even though I don't shop there very often anymore, I'd probably sign up because I shopped there often enough. And look, 5% off all pre-owned consoles, video games, and video game accessories. Fantastic. Fantastic. That's worth it. Look, your monthly reward, get $5 off one item. This would pay for itself, and it would make, if I was getting a $5 reward every month, you can bet your ass I would buy something from EB Games every single month, even if it's just to get just to use that $5 reward. And you get Game Informer. You get a free magazine. It's digital, but it's still a magazine. Extended refund and exchange window. That's also huge. Yeah, compare what they do in America for GameStop Pro, and GameStop, as you saw, is now a profitable business, and it's probably because they're treating their customers well now. I also know they've introduced retro games in GameStop. That is something I have been asking of EB Games in stores for years and years. I've always been asking them, hey man, I'd love for somehow, someday to get retro games in here. And I'm always told the same thing, yeah man, I'd love it too. The managers tell me, yeah man, I'd love it too, it would be so good. But the infrastructure isn't built for it. And it's a shame. So GameStop is doing really well, treating their customers very well, and EB Games Australia is kinda not. Yeah, I just... Special offer? Maybe this is only for Plus people, I don't know. I just don't see the point. Damn, are pop vinyl figures really that expensive now? I have not bought one in a long, long time. That was $100! Why is this one $100? Oh, supersized, okay. Oh, this doesn't even... Yeah, this isn't even included, valued up to $30 after every 10th pop. Like, you couldn't even get this one as the free one, you can only get a cheap one. So yeah. That's unfortunate. EB World Plus, pretty common swing and a miss for EB Games here. Very unfortunate. I hope they can watch videos like this or listen to their fans on Facebook. It's very easy to dismiss videos like this or dismiss Facebook comments as haters, but everybody's haters started off as fans. I loved EB Games for the longest time, and then when competition came along and started offering better deals at better prices and better customer service, I started shopping elsewhere. Not to mention prices, man. You know, Breath of the Wild was $78. Breath of the Wild Switch. Yeah, man, I mean, you can get Breath of the Wild way cheaper. Look, there you go. 54 bucks. Shipped to your door. Why would I pay, what was it, $78 plus $9 shipping? Why would I pay almost $90 when I can get this one for 55? You know? Just just no reason for it. No reason at all. But that's all I had to say. That's gonna do it. The CB World Plus, it's good for some people, I guess. I guess if someone buys hundreds of top vinyl figures a year, they're gonna really rake in the benefit from this. Or if someone buys hundreds of booster card packs, they're gonna really rake in the benefits. But for people who aren't compulsive hoarders or shoppers of these things, it doesn't really benefit who I assume would be the average EB Games shopper. It seems to benefit whales. Whales that go in and buy hundreds of pop vinyl figures a year, or they go in and buy hundreds of booster packs a year, you know? This is gonna benefit them, and to them, I wish you all the best in life, but I am a video gamer and I shop at EB Games to buy games. And I don't feel like any of this is really catering to me. Alright, that's it. See you at my house. Bidding you farewell. Hope you enjoyed.